Happy February, everybody. It is the start of a new month, and as promised, each and every month we are bringing you inspirational messages. So, as we get into the 28 days of February, I'm excited to bring you a new message, a new inspiration, a new topic that we're going to get into. We talked about New Year, New Me, and not only talking about goals, but being about them and executing them and making sure that we are bringing them into fruition. Well, this month, we are celebrating a lot. We're getting into Black History Month, Valentine's Day. We have NBA All-Star Weekend, the Super Bowl, so many incredible things that we are celebrating. So for this month, the topic is to embrace Love-U-Ary. What does that mean? Well, we are taking this month in the 28 days, the shortest month of the year, as we have a lot jam-packed into each and every one of those days. We're celebrating all the incredible brown-skinned people that have pioneered for those like myself to be able to have opportunities, to be able to really embrace and achieve whatever it is we set our minds to, career-wise, academically, in all aspects of life, to be included, to be welcome, to be seen as equal. And although we're still fighting for that, we are getting closer each and every day. And then also we're getting into Valentine's Day, where we're celebrating love for significant others, spouses, for all relationships that we are celebrating love. And then, of course, as I mentioned, on the sports side, we've got the Super Bowl, we've got All-Star Weekend. So the reason I say embrace Love-U-Ary is because in these 28 days with so much going on, my message is to love you. Very fluffy, very cheesy, I know. But I'm taking this time to remind you that when we talk about love, we're not just talking about the love for a significant other, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. We're also talking about taking time to love yourself. So in this month, it is so pivotal that as we are getting into 2022, further into the year, we're getting into another month and so much is going on, to make sure to check in with yourself. Do a pulse check every once in a while. Take some time to step back, see how you're doing, how you're feeling, how things are going. I too am guilty of this because I need to do this more often and don't do it enough. But make sure you're taking time for yourself. Find that balance. We are all human. And in the month of January, we are so focused and motivated by the fact that it's a new year, a new calendar year, and we are just going to embark on all these incredible goals and new year, new me. But sometimes we get swept up in that and we get overwhelmed and lost, and forgetting that while we're achieving these goals that we all have, myself included, we have to take time to check in, pulse check. How am I feeling? How am I doing? How are things going? So I ask you in this time, how will you build time for self-care? What are you doing to make sure that you are prioritizing you? Because all the incredible goals that we have, all the incredible things that we are seeking to do not matter if we're not at 100%. I always say the job, the ambitions you have, whatever that may look like, if you're not ready to step into that healthy, if you're not ready to step into that as stress-free as possible, you are not going to be at your best. So it's great to have goals and ambitions, but you want to make sure that those are not taking over who you are as a person. So I say embrace Love-U-Ary because I literally mean embrace loving yourself. Embrace taking time for you. In the course of a 7-day week, yes, you may work 5, 6, or even 7 of those days, but what are you doing throughout the course of the week to make sure you're taking time for yourself? Is it running yourself a nice hot bath, listening to some soothing music, meditating, praying, going for a walk, exercising? Self-care comes in many forms. There are ways you can do it by being more active. There are also ways, maybe you're reading a book. Maybe you are listening to a sermon. Maybe it's as simple as taking time to eat 3 meals a day. And during those meals, you are actually sitting down at a table, eating, not working, which again, also guilty of. So taking time to pause, reflect, refresh, and make sure that you're keeping yourself as close to 100%. We've got batteries. We've got to charge those batteries, our own batteries, of making sure that we're not burning ourselves out. So what are you doing to take time to prioritize self-care? And what does that look like for you? When you talk about loving and caring for yourself, what does that look like? Everybody has different ways to go about feeling refreshed. We all have different aspects of our lives that help motivate us or help us to be able to unwind. For some of us, it's as simple as pouring yourself a glass of wine, sitting down and watching a movie. For others, it may mean you're taking a trip, you're traveling. Again, self-care and loving yourself is different for everyone. For these 28 days, I want you to make sure that you're taking time to do just that. Taking time to love yourself. You're giving chocolates and flowers and gifts to others. What are you doing to give those gifts to yourself? And the gift does not have to be anything monetary or going to the store and physically buying yourself something, that is also a way to have some self-care too. Nothing wrong with some retail self-care, but I'm not saying that you have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on yourself to feel better. It can be free, it can be simple, of just making time for you. So in these 28 days, as we're doing so much and pulled in so many different directions and focusing on gifts and surprises and love and relationships, the most important relationship I want you to focus on is yourself. Because that spouse, those kids, that job, anything else that you have going on, you need to be at your best for that. It's like the airplane's rule of putting your oxygen mask on first. They always tell you when you're boarding an airplane, make sure if there's any emergency, you put your oxygen mask on first before you put it on others. You need to put your oxygen mask on this month. You need to take time for you. And in these 28 days, I am encouraging you to make sure that you're not only loving, supporting others in diversity, inclusion, and welcoming and embracing every difference that we have, and taking time to celebrate all of the tremendous accomplishments that have happened over the centuries of Black and Brown people. Not only are you taking time to show love to your spouse and your kids and getting them Valentines and making sure your kids have Valentines for their classmates. Love you. Take time for you. Make time for you. And make sure that you're taking that time to love and care for yourself and showing yourself that you are also a priority. So we have a lot of exciting things coming up this month. As always, we've got events each and every month. And the first one that we actually have is our Spread Love campaign. It's a movement, really, for the month of February, where you can now send in notes that will be anonymously given to others. And we will be going about our communities to spread these messages of kindness, support, encouragement, motivation, by writing an anonymous note that somebody else can receive. And who doesn't love every once in a while an uplifting message from somebody? And you never know who might need it, more importantly. Everybody needs somebody to support them, to encourage them, to be there for them. So we've got a Spread Love movement. You can hashtag SpreadLovePNB to also be a part of that and sharing. And we're going to be going out in our communities and finding ways to help uplift others through our positive messages. So it's as simple as you sending in a note. You don't physically have to do anything. You don't have to go anywhere. So when you register at www.plantednb.com/event, you can now add your note to the list of all the other notes that others have been sending in. And that note will go out to dozens of people and anonymously be able to give them an uplifting message. Something as simple as, keep going, I believe in you. So it does not require anything from you, but to go online, check it out, send in a note, and that note will now be sent to people in communities around the world. We also have our Climbing the Ladder in Sports Media panel. It is a free virtual sports panel for anybody interested in a career in sports to have a chance to come connect with some professionals. We've got some exciting, accomplished professionals that are going to be on the panel that will be able to talk through their own experiences, things that they've learned in their journey, networking, growing, resume writing, getting out your reel, getting the next job, all different aspects that we're all struggling in our professional career. We're focusing on the sports industry. So for anybody with a passion for sports media, whether that's reporting in any capacity, writing, on air, it could be editing, producing, social media management, we're going to be talking about it all. So lots of exciting things to come in the month of February as we continue to embrace Love-U-Ary, as we continue to embrace loving ourselves, self-care, taking time to prioritize us, putting on our oxygen mask in these next 28 days to be at our best for those that we love the most. So as always, if you ever want to get involved, have a question, let us know at PlantedNB. We're across social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, where you can follow us and keep up with all the exciting things that we're doing, because Planted Not Buried is a movement. We're focusing on embracing, empowering, and inspiring others, all professionals of all ages and backgrounds. And I'd love to have each and every one of you be a part of it. So this month, embrace Love-U-Ary, all right? And I am looking forward to seeing all the exciting ways that we can continue spreading these positive messages, positive vibes, uplifting, encouraging, and supporting others as we get into the month of February. See you guys soon.